To call this meeting to order. We okay back there, Tom? So it is 7 o'clock, and notice is hereby given pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act that the City Council of the City of Nassau Bay, Texas will conduct a regular meeting on Monday, December 8th, 2025 at 7 p.m. The location is here at City Hall, Council Chambers, 1800 Space Park Drive, Suite 200, Nassau Bay, Texas. I've called to order. I see that all are present, so we have a full roll call with Councilwoman Haley Ewell coming in digitally. With that, I want to move to our invocation. The folks at St. Paul's had a sickness again, so Mike Mizora is going to help us out and lead us through the invocation.
All right, thank you, everybody. Just going to bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this season, the time of year that we gather with friends and family and celebrate everything we've done this past year and everything you have given us, and give thanks. We ask that you bless our city, bless those that lead it and those that work for it and serve it. And we thank you for all those blessings that you have given us already, and we ask this in your name.
Thank you, Mike. And just, Mike's also a volunteer fireman. He's actually does chaplain services for the volunteer firemen, so I really appreciate all that you do there. Next, we have something a little bit exciting. We have the Scouts Troop 1966 that are here to present the colors. I want to mention that if you're driving around Nassau Bay and you see the flags that get displayed throughout there, these are the guys who make sure that we display the red, white, and blue throughout the city. So if you want to participate in that, contact this troop because they'll help you out. Other than that, gentlemen, it's to you.
March. First the colors.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I pledge allegiance.
Honor of the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you.
Color Guard Retreat.
Would you like some pictures? Got enough pictures. All right. All righty, I'm going to move forward. We were going to maybe get some pictures, but I think it's already been done. Thank you, Troop 1966, and thank you, parents, for having kids able to do things like that. It's a lot of fun. Next on the agenda is agenda item number 4, is citizens' comments. Public hearing. This is anybody who wants to come up and speak before council. There is a 3-minute limit. We have a timer, but you need to come up, give name and address, or like I say, name, rank, and serial number, and come up. So it is 7:04, and citizens' comments section is open. Anybody want to come up and speak? Name, rank, and serial number.
Not that, but I'll just do my local address.
You do, I'd say.
I do.
Yeah.
Mary Abraham, 1814 Antigua Lane. I just want to say thank you to Schaefer, your family. Thank you so much for looking at coming into our community and keeping me from having to drive all the way around the lake to go to my favorite restaurant. Many people know I have a local short-term rental in the neighborhood that I occasionally rent out. And anytime I do, one of the notes that I leave for the people is, if you're doing it, if you have any amount of time here, go to H-E-B, get tortillas, go to the local restaurants, and go to Schaefer's. It's worth the drive around the lake. And now I'm going to be able to tell them, walk to Schaefer's, because I'm within walking distance of it. So I cannot believe y'all are coming here. I have wanted this for so long, and thank y'all.
Thank you, Mary. Anybody else? Any comments? Going once? Going twice? 3 times. Public hearing is closed at 7:05. Council member comments, starting with Mayor Pro Tem.
All right, well, first, I just want to say thank you to the city and everyone for how kind you've been and the kind things people have said and cards and other things from my mother-in-law passing away. So you guys are really sweet. Nassau Bay's down a resident right now, but we know she's watching over us too. So thank you for all of that. Troop 1966, that's the one at St. Thomas. And they wanted to be Troop 1965 because that was the year St. Thomas became a church in Nassau Bay. So they numbered the Cub Scout Pack 1965, and then the girls' troop got 1965. So the boys are 1966. So that's the generation of that number. And then really, honestly, just looking forward to everything that's happening in the neighborhood this weekend, both with city-sponsored events and our adjacent organizations that are doing a bunch of wonderful things. So it's really going to be a fun weekend in Nassau Bay, and I'm really looking forward to it. Stay safe.
Ryan?
All right. I usually steal the thunder down here, so I'll just try to keep mine quick. Once again, the city looks great. The lights look awesome. Just really thankful for the city employees and everything they do, and just kind of going backwards. Hope they had a great Thanksgiving, and going forwards, get some time off at Christmas. So again, make our jobs kind of a lot easier. I'll just say it that way. Thank you.
James?
All right, so we got a busy weekend coming up on Saturday. I'll be doing the run, so hopefully a lot of y'all are going to be doing the same thing. And then on Wednesday, we have the wreaths. Tuesday, it's Tuesday now, I need to change it on my calendar. So now it's tomorrow. So we'll be making wreaths, and it's just a lot of festivities coming up, so I hope to see y'all.
Haley? Haley, do you have anything you want to say?
Just happy holidays. City looks great. Excited for all the events coming up. I know pianos at Christmas and Christmas in the park and the reindeer fun run and all the things. So excited to be a part of all of that, and just happy holidays to everyone.
Thank you. Sarah?
Yes, the reindeer fun run is foremost in my mind right now. So yes, that is this Saturday, December 13th. We've maxed out our registrations. We're not accepting registrations anymore. We have 450 people coming. It's going to be a great race. We have a bounce house. We're going to have an inflatable axe throwing thing. Not real axes, don't worry. We have, this year we started an award for the most registrants for the local schools, and Ed White pulled off an upset over Robinson Elementary. So I think their principal was a runner. So I think that might be what's going on there. Anyway, so it's going to be a great event. I encourage people to volunteer. You can go to the Canby website to sign up to volunteer if you haven't signed up to run already. But looking forward to that. And yes, Holiday in the Park, also Saturday, the boat parade Saturday, and then of course Keyboards at Christmas is the following weekend. It's a great time of year here, and really looking forward. And if you haven't seen Galaxy Lights yet, go see Galaxy Lights across the street. It's a fantastic showing of lighting. I mean, I couldn't do something like that. I don't know how they do it. And that's it.
Ashley?
Okay, I'll keep them brief. Last Friday night, the mayor and I had the honor of attending the Nassau Longhorn Project annual 30th celebration over at the Longhorn Butler Museum, followed by a luncheon over here at Nassau. It was a really, really neat event. They are selling commemorative belt buckles for $375. The mayor is a recipient. He paid for his, just for the record. But it's a beautiful thing. They're only making 250. So it was a great event and just a really good project going on there. After that, we came over to this holiday staff party that was here in council chambers on Friday night. You'd never believe there was a party happening here, but it's all cleaned up and beautiful. It was just a really, really good time, to the point where my husband, Bryce, who never really says anything, mentioned, you know what, he had a lot of fun. And he finally saw just the camaraderie and the good vibes of all the staff. Everyone's getting along. It was just a really, really good time. So thank you to Paul, Maria, everyone who put that on. Y'all are doing a great job. As everyone mentioned, Keyboards at Christmas is happening next Friday, December 19th, 6:30 at Gloria Day. It is a sold-out event. Tickets are free, but you had to reserve in advance. We're over 400 folks are coming out. We are waitlisted, so if you did reserve a ticket, can you please let someone on the committee, whether it myself, Jamie Rocha, Aaron Boyd and Tara McConaughey know so that we can give those seats up to someone who really would like to attend. It's a great event. Like Chase mentioned, and I know Nancy's going to touch on this, but tomorrow night's the caroling and wreaths event here at City Hall at 5:30. It was supposed to happen last Wednesday, and it got rescheduled due to inclement weather to tomorrow night. So really fun event. Bring the kids out. Adults, children are welcome. We're going to start here with hot chocolate, cocoa, cookies with the wreath event. Then we're going to go over to Howard Ward Park and have a lighting at 6, I believe, Christmas tree lighting. 6:40, followed by caroling around the city. So it's a really fun event. Y'all please come out. Just a reminder that the school is out for the holidays next Friday on the 19th as well, so please slow down around town. There's going to be kids running everywhere. So appreciate being safe. And just happy holidays, and thanks for everything everyone is doing. Thanks.
Yeah, that's, I think enough said on a lot of that. I cannot tell you how pleased I am with how the city's looking. So Ilias, you and your guys are doing a great job. The events that are going to come up, this is a wonderful time of the year. It's a wonderful time to be in Nassau Bay, and people just have a really, really great time. I hate to admit it, but I have to miss it this year. I got notified yesterday that we have an event that we're being asked to come up for our granddaughter, so up in Dallas. So I was supposed to be at the reindeer run, I was supposed to be at the holiday in the park, and I was supposed to be at the boat parade, all of which we're trying to cover. So all I know is this is really, really great, and you heard some of the other events. The other comment I'll make, I'll just emphasize what Ashley said, was so pleased with the staff party that was here. I know Maria and Stephanie with HR did a lot of that coordination, but it was something where I think people had a really good time, letting their hair down, having fun, and just, enjoying the holiday season. So it's something I'm very, very pleased that how much fun it was from what you said. And other than that, I'll just wish everybody a very happy holiday, a Merry Christmas. Be safe. They say that during the holidays with the traffic, it's sometimes the most dangerous time too. So watch out for other people driving and be safe. With that, I'll turn it over to you, Paul, for City Manager Report.
Thank you, Mayor. City projects are going very well. Can't complain on that. The Frontier Fiber installation project is going well. We're working with them closely. We know that, they've hit a couple gas lines and one or two service lines, but we had a really good meeting, so I think that we'll see less of that. So we're monitoring that very close. We are limited the construction during the Christmas holidays with the contractors, as we did with the Thanksgiving holidays. So we want to make sure residents, driveways are not impacted, and we know, families coming in to visit. So we're going to have minimal construction during the Christmas week. Also, we're having a little problem with the electronic sign downstairs. You may see the Thanksgiving dates on there and some other things. We're working with the sign company, hoping to get that taken care of ASAP. The city is looking really, really good. Employees are taking care of a lot of things, and we're preparing to get ready for Christmas holidays, and employees get out and spend some time with their family. I also won't be here for this week's activities. My daughter's graduating from Texas Tech, so I'll be up there. There you go.
Guns up, man, guns up.
So a lot of great things going on, and really excited. Had a great Christmas party, as everyone mentioned. So I think the city's doing really, really well, and wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Chief?
Mayor, council, citizens, thank you very much. Before I get into numbers, I'd like to take a moment. This Wednesday, December the 10th, will be the 6th anniversary of our loss of Sergeant Kayla Sullivan. So I'd like to just have a moment of silence in remembrance of her dedication to the community and the citizens. Thank you. All right, numbers for November of 2025. 223 calls for service, 51 reports, 80 traffic stops, 66 citations, 43 warnings, 4 arrests, 2 were misdemeanors, 2 were felonies, 4,357 patrol miles, and our average response time for the month was 3 minutes and 46 seconds. So, thank you.
Any questions for Chief? Matt?
All right, good evening. For your volunteer fire department, just 2 metrics to report tonight. We ran 34 calls in November, and our membership stands at 38. Positive side of the hours reporting is that the system's up and running. You know, we also have a fingerprint scanner, so it's cutting edge, high tech. The negative part is we don't quite trust the data that it's outputting to us, so we got to go in there and tweak the parameters.
Too high or too low?
Well, I don't know yet. We're going to talk about it tomorrow night. So I need to get some, everybody's minds around it. Tom was looking at it, and we're going to talk about it as a team tomorrow. But come January, we should be hopefully up and running and be able to give you accurate hours that we believe. But if we don't believe it, we're not reporting it. And then, of course, the volunteer fire department's going to be involved in all the activities that have been mentioned, like everyone across the city. So hugely looking forward to it. I feel like this is the month. We have several events throughout the year, but this is the month that pulls the community together. So
No other question.
looking forward to it. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Matt. Code enforcement?
I'll take that, Mayor. The violations, we had 2 high grass, 2 dilapidated fences, debris, 6, 2 violations on dumpsters, exterior signage, 9, no permits, 2. There were 9 warning notices issued, 10 fire inspections were completed, and 4 Knox box key updates.
My only comment here is the old Arafat lot looks like they've got some pretty good grass growing on, and usually he's right on top of that, so here he may have been distracted, but everything else looks great this year.
Okay.
He's done great.
Will do. Thank you, Mayor.
EMS?
I'll also give that report. Let me see here. The total calls for the month of November were 98. They transported 59 patients. Mutual Aid, Webster 7, Seabrook 8, and Income Mutual Aid, Webster 8, and Seabrook 5.
It's good. I like that trend. The Billy, Public Works?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. For Public Works, we took delivery of the new mini excavator. The crew is excited, so thank you to everybody who helped that happen. The water line, the 2024-2025 water line project continues. To date, 3,150 feet of line have been installed. The street paving project continues. To date, 3 out of the 9 sections have been completed. For the water department, flow testing for the fire hydrants continues. We had 2 water leaks repaired, 2020 Nassau Parkway and 18210 Starboard. For the wastewater department, we're running under normal operations. A new alternator was installed on the jetting machine and the battery was recharged. For the Parks Department, Christmas decorations have been put up throughout the city and a new tree was planted at the dog park. For streets and drainage, new lights were installed on the buoys. 2 check valves were installed on the outfall at 18401 Sandy Cove. Crosswalk striping was completed and street sweeping was completed.
Only comment I have is I was sent here, I didn't send them, but I told Paul, I had some avid fishermen on Lake Nassau show me 3 casts, and they came back with hydrilla all over those, so
Okay.
watch out, it's gear.
We'll keep an eye on it.
Just keep a watch on it. We did
We
a
will.
really good job of that. But I got a very telling video of
Okay.
some
Yeah, we'll
hooks
keep
that
monitoring.
were drilling.
Okay.
I have something small. Wow, it's so loud. I saw the golf cart parking in front of the pavilion, and I like it where it's at, but I was curious. I noticed that there was a mistake maybe made in the way it was stamped, and then it seems like it was ground out a little bit and then shifted. Is there any way that we can kind of clean that up and make it look a little
Yeah,
nicer?
so we had a contractor come out today to look at it and he's gonna give us a quote to get that cleaned up.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks, Elise. Special events? Chase?
No current update. I wasn't
That's all you have to
made
say.
aware of any announcements.
We know there's a lot of good events
there's a
coming up
lot
this
of good
weekend,
events. I was just
so
gonna say.
Holiday in the Park and then the boat parade and fireworks.
Do we know what time is Holiday in the Park on Saturday? Noon, 1?
It's 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Yep. Nancy, Parks and Recreation.
To answer your question about Holiday in the Park, when Santa shows up. Okay. Want to start out tonight saying we are very thankful for Mr. Paul Lopez and getting all those wonderful crosswalks in. We're going to keep all these people in the city very safe, and they're bright and they're wonderful. So thank
look
you.
great. They look
Yes,
great.
they do. They
Liz had a
really-
big hand in that, so
Yeah.
thank you, Liz.
I know. He's hides from me because he's wonderful. Okay, and the golf cart, yes, it is a little bit smeary. Fog and life comes at us sometimes, so it'll get corrected, but we are very thankful that we have it starting this weekend. It'll make it so much safer, and when I was down there yesterday, the duck said thank you. And the children will be running around, so it'll be great, and everybody will start really enjoying it. What else? Sorry. The new trash receptacles. You can't call them trash cans. They're too beautiful. But they're everywhere. So everyone who goes to the park, they can keep their Mary on because there's a trash can close by that there won't be trash floating around that Ilias's men have to pick up. It's much more convenient for all the park goers. We did get in the new benches. It took us 6 months. Took me 6 months of reintroducing myself on the phone about every other day, sometimes every day. And we also got the dog park equipment in. So we're looking forward to getting that out. More blue pansies were planted down at the David Braun in the big pots and some in the parks. So that's an ongoing. And the last thing is tomorrow night, we finally get to have our wreath event here. This room will be transformed and adults and kids will come. Those are the wreaths that will hang on the street lights, the quaint ones, not the ones that are 2 stories tall. But to decorate our city, we will go and the mayor is going to turn on the lights again for the tree. And after that, we'll go caroling. And just so you know, some of the individuals that we go and carol, we've set up some appointments with the families because a lot of these individuals are not able to leave their house or not easily. So we're spreading Christmas cheer to some of our elderly residents, in addition to some other people. But we want it to be a fun time for the kids, the adults, and bring back some good old-fashioned Nassau Bay Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy.
Just real quick, I don't want to interject, but I will. Holiday in the Park starts at 1:30, and it's in David Braun Park, correct? I questioned it because it's always, to me, historically been in Howard L. Ward, but it's in David Braun Park this year, 1:30.
The Maritime Safety Committee, Brian sent me an update. I'm just going to read it very quick. There's 4 points. That they reviewed the proposed changes to the city ordinances regarding abandoned vessels and have no additional recommendations for council, so it's good to go. The survey is underway and will conclude December 15th. As of November meeting, over 85 people have responded. I don't know if anybody has seen it, but they did a really good job on that survey. 3 non-skid strips have been added to the right side of the kayak launch ramp on Upper Bay Drive by Public Works. Thank you, Elias. This will add much-needed tractions to those using the ramp, so it'll very much help out. Elvis is looking at handrails for that side as well. And then 4th, our originally scheduled semi-quarterly committee meeting was to fall on December 31st. We have moved that meeting to Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. I believe that, 2026. At 4 p.m., we will begin our analysis of the survey at that point. Okay, so here, put that in the record. I can give that to you, Maria. And then moving on, and we've got a little bit of a unique situation. We've got two public hearings, but we're gonna start with one, which is agenda item number 7, a public hearing at 7:25, a public hearing pursuant to section 11-29 of the city's municipal code to consider the proposed revocation of the business license and special use permit issued to the Health Beauty Massage located at 18043 Point Lookout Drive, Nassau Bay, Texas, based on alleged illegal conduct involving a customer and a representative of the business. Notice was duly served upon the license holder at least 10 days prior to the hearing. All interested persons are invited to attend and be heard, published in the Bay Area Citizen on November 19th, 2025. Counselor, you want to help us understand a little bit more?
Sure.
What's happening?
Yeah, I'll lay out the basic criteria, and then the chief's going to back me up with detail if I need it. I think we're in good shape. The whole idea is the proposed revocation of this business license and special use permit that was issued to Health Beauty Massage, because under our code and under state law, no business may be involved in illegal activity. This business allegedly was involved in illegal activity. Grounds exist to where the license could have originally been denied if such conduct was in place at the time of the original application. These circumstances exist and make revocation necessary. On the 13th, 9/13/25, an individual was involved with a person at this location who was a representative of the business. The charges filed were indecent assault. A guilty plea was taken, and 7 days in jail was the sentencing at the time. And there's been no appeal. It's a final judgment, and that'll be part of the public record. This person was a representative of the business. The business has been notified. I assume there's nobody here from Health Beauty Massage, are there? Okay, this is their opportunity to be heard. My recommendation, based on those facts and on the guilty plea by the individual representing the company, is that we should revoke this permit.
Chief, anything to add? At least this is a little different than because people were assuming a lot of different things on this one.
So just real quick for clarification, the citizen who was involved this was not by their choice. They went in for apparently a typical massage, and that citizen, the employee of the business, went a little bit further, and the citizen came to us and made the complaint. Was the complainant was the victim in the case. The officers went over, identified the person who was operating the business, and matched the description of what the victim had given us, filed charges of Class A misdemeanor for indecent exposure or indecent assault. Then that was the 13th of September, and there was a guilty plea accepted by the courts on September the 22nd. So this moved fairly quickly. The person from the employee of the business pled guilty without any contesting of the allegations. So, thank you.
This is a public hearing, so any questions or any comments from the gallery? I think it's pretty straightforward.
I move to a decision then.
Yep. Then first, let me close the public hearing. It is, any other comments? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Public hearing is closed. It's 7:29, which then moves us to new business, which is consideration and possible action regarding the proposed revocation of the business license and special use permit issued to Health Beauty Massage located at 18043 Point Lookout Drive, Nassau Bay, Texas, pursuant to section 11-29 of the city's municipal code, based on alleged illegal conduct involving a customer and a representative of the business. Any questions here, anything more from what was described in the public hearing? Any, this is to council.
What was the special use permit required for? I'm just curious.
I believe for a massage parlor in the
So
city
we
of Nassau
require-
Bay,
we-
that's one of the businesses
We require
identified as
special use,
needing a
okay,
specific,
okay, thank you.
specific use permit.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. If no questions, I would really appreciate a motion here.
Yeah, I would move to revoke the business license and special use permit issued to Health Beauty Massage located at 18043 Point Lookout Drive, Nassau Bay, Texas, pursuant to Section 11-29 of the city's municipal code, based on alleged illegal conduct involving a customer and a representative of the business.
Any other questions or comments?
It's not alleged anymore, right?
It's not alleged anymore. Right.
I will amend my motion and remove the word alleged.
Then do I hear a second? Second by Sarah. Any further questions, any further comments? Then I'm just going to call for the vote. All in favor? Passes 7-0. It's been revoked. Moving on and I apologize, I took a little liberty here because I wanted to make sure we got that done early. We're moving to what generally was earlier on, which is the consent agenda, which is all matters listed in this item are considered routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be separate discussions on these matters. If discussion is desired by any council member on any item, we can remove it from the agenda and will be considered separately. That will be, there's only one item, which is consideration and possible action to approve the city council November 12, 2025 special meeting minutes. Any comments? Any?
I had just one small comment. Jamie Roach's name on page 2, last name, it's just Rocha. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, okay, it's spelled differently, so.
Chase?
She took my thunder, I was going to say that, so.
Then do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the consent agenda with that change.
Then do I hear a second? Second by Ashley. Then I'm just going to call for the vote. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. Moving on to old business, which is agenda item number 1, consideration and possible action. This is the second and final reading of the ordinance 2025-1112-1, an ordinance amending ordinance number 02020-793 of the City Council of the City of Nassau Bay, Texas, to amend Chapter 9, Health and Sanitation, Article number 1, in general, Sections 9-1, neglected or deteriorating vessels, by clarifying the definition offender and the addition of another condition precedent. Any questions here? This is a second reading, so if there's any changes, now is the time.
So just to clarify, the only change is that it further defines that a person who permits an unmanned vessel, whether owned by that person or not,
Correct.
is the new line in that to remain moored to an anchor point not located in a private slip or private dock.
That was the change that was made.
Yes.
Correct. So just to give a little background for the citizens, we had 4 sailboats miraculously appear in the cove. We had some good action by citizens and the police to be able to take to preempt them from doing that. And what we found in the review is our ordinance had been primarily for people who were owner of their boats dumping us. This was somebody who we believe was an owner of a marina that was dumping boats, because there were 4 of them. But we know that from a lot of the coordinated action on the lake that there's quite a bit of this going on, and we didn't want a loophole, so this gave us a chance to tighten it. So I appreciate the tightening, Counselor. Any other questions, any other comments? And I would appreciate a motion here.
I move to approve ordinance 2025-1112-1, an ordinance amending ordinance number Now, is this 02020 or is it 0202? Oh. Yeah. 2020-793 of the City Council of the City of Nassau Bay, Texas, to amend Chapter 9 Health and Sanitation, Article 1, in general, Section 9-1, neglected or deteriorating vessels by clarifying the definition offender and the addition of another condition precedent, as we discussed.
Do I hear a second? Second by Ashley. I'm just going to call for the vote. All those in favor? 1, 2, 3, 7, nothing. Passes. Moving on to council update, review of regional approaches to enhancing enforcement capabilities for emergency response in the local waterways. Again, this was something coming out of this. Chief?
Yes, sir, Mayor and Council. I'm still gathering information from the other cities around the lake on their operational marine operations, and so I don't have a full report for you right now. I can tell you that we have learned that there's at least 2 of the cities that don't even have a boat of their own. One of the cities defers everything over to Harris County Sheriff's Department for the boating operations. I even went as far as to do some research with Galveston Police Department. They don't do weekend patrols. They don't take custody of any boats. If they have rescue operations, their Marine Division will respond with the beach patrol, which is run separate entity from the city. It's part of the Parks Board. If they have any deteriorated boats down there that have a possibility of biological hazards, they might address those once a month when they have their dive team operations, but we're still gathering information. The only one that right now that I know of is League City that puts a boat in the water on the weekends.
Any thought about other lakes, like maybe Lake Conroe, Lake Jackson, where it's actually kind of like the Cove and different things like that?
I have not reached out that far. I was just
a thought.
focusing on what we do here in the lake, but I'll have something a little bit better, a little bit more substantial, hopefully by the January meeting.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see that Harris County boat. I know I've seen it down here before, but how frequently it's down here, and then where else does it go, and if there's anything we could learn from those communities as well.
Yeah, we'll check into that and see what they. I'm assuming they have more than one boat. Harris County.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Chief. Then, and I should, any more questions for Chief? Then I'm moving on, and this is where I think most people are here for this event, Save It for Last, which is in our new business, continue, which is consideration and possible action on a resolution by the City of Nassau Bay, Texas, to authorize the Nassau Bay Redevelopment Authority to negotiate and approve a 380 performance contract with Schaefer's Restaurant within the project area. I would like to introduce John Schaefer. He's got a presentation he wants to do. He's got the things here. He is the owner of Schaefer's,
Yes.
which is looking to relocate here in Nassau Bay and
expand operations.
And hopefully it's going to come to a good outcome that everybody wants. So.
I hope so as well. Well, guys, thank you very much for coming. Those of you that knew we were going to have this meeting, appreciate all of you coming out. Council, thank you very much. Mayor, thank you very much for giving me some time here. I'm excited. This has been a project that is moving very quickly. Came to our table, I would think, late August, Jerry, early September. And well, 2 years ago it began, but it really kind of caught some wind in early September. So we've been working really hard at it. We're under contract to buy the property. We're shooting for a close on February 15th. And I come up here just kind of show everybody what we're doing, what's coming to the area. If you've been to Schaefer's, it's going to be some of what you've seen. But imagine Schaefer's on steroids and about 3 times the size. And it's really going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about coming to the community. I think Schaefer's fits Nassau Bay perfectly. So without further ado, I kind of want to roll into it and kind of talk to you guys what we're doing.
Can I mention one thing?
Yes, sir, please do.
I think everybody realizes this is the Luby's site.
Yeah.
Which is really important. It's everything there. But I also want to mention that this is the site where Coal Valley Partners, in participation with the actual fast food restaurants, which we did not approve the
Right.
drive-throughs, and now it looks like we have the opportunity to consider
Yeah.
a family sit-down restaurant.
And I'm excited. I'm excited that you're giving me the opportunity, guys, because this is going to be a pretty neat project. I'm excited about this one. So, who's been to Schaefer so far? Anybody in here? Yep, couple? All right, well, good, good, good. Okay, so then a lot of what I'm going to talk about you've seen. We'll get through those that have not been there. I'm going to make this pretty quick. What is Schaefer's Coastal Kitchen? So, if you've been to our location in Clear Lake Shores, you kind of understand what I'm about to talk about. It's a casual, upscale, family, neighborhood-style restaurant. It's more of a destination in Clear Lake Shores. I believe it'll be the same here because it's coming off of Nassau Road 1. With as much traffic as going to be here and as much excitement and marketing we're going to be doing in Houston, it's going to drive people down here, so I do call it a destination. This is a term that I coined when I designed Schaefer's. It's a socially, economically like-minded individuals hang out here. This isn't Perry's. It's not outriggers that used to be under the Kemah Bridge. It's a mix of both. It's middle-aged folks that have disposable income that don't want to have to get dressed up, can walk in flip-flops and some Tommy Bahama shirts, the wife's in a sundress, have a great martini, get a nice bottle of wine, some quality food, and see your friends. That's the big thing. It's a community engagement restaurant. So that's kind of how that came about. We're actually interviewing, this is the first opportunity I've had to take Schaefer's to a different level, and it's going to be a lot of fun working within Nassau Bay to kind of see how this goes. We're actually interviewing executive chefs, and I mean, we're talking to guys that, six-figure guys, have been in Maui, have run large chains across the United States. The elevation of food, which is already good at Schaefer's, is going to go to a different level. So I'm really excited about what's going to happen there. So the chef-inspired cuisine is going to be something that's going to be new to us. If you've had our drinks, they're good. The wine list, it's recognizable. If you want a glass of wine or a bottle of wine, you're not getting some Rothenberg, Cabernet, 2014, it's going to be a Prisoner. It's going to be a Duckhorn. It's going to be a Decoy. It's going to be a Sea Glass. It's going to be, if you want to get a Camus, if you want to get a Silver Oak, there's going to be wine you recognize. So it's not a wine list that you're nervous at looking at it. It's there for every palate. Again, loyalty, Schaefer's has about a 70 to 75% repeat business clientele that's middle-aged, that has disposable income. Nassau Bay fits the bill, which we're going to get into in a second. And then community engagement, we're very big on community. I've been in Clear Lake since 2002. When I started Outriggers, it was a little hole in the wall under the bridge. We built it into a $4 million monster with multiple parking lots. We had golf carts running back and forth to different locations, and it was all about community involvement. We didn't do a lot of advertising on the roads, and we just went at it with the whole idea of, we're here, come join us, this is for locals. If you're visiting from San Antonio, welcome, but for the most part, we're building it for the communities. So that's a big deal for us. As far as where the clientele is going to come from, I live in El Lago. My wife and I live in El Lago. I have friends that live in Terra Lake Shores. I have friends that live in Clear Lake Forest. We have nowhere to go. So I think the community involvement is going to be really, really strong and bring a new tax revenue, which we're going to talk about later on, to Nassau Bay. So I'm really excited about that. So that's kind of what Schaefer's is going to be about as we come to Schaefer's Coastal Kitchen. Now, one thing I didn't realize is in the design, we have waves under our logo as well. I didn't even realize that until it hit me when I was looking at your sign. So that must be destiny.
We only charge a royalty, that's all.
It's okay. We'll work that out. Put that in the agreement. All right, so kind of moving on, why Nassau Bay? What really kind of got me excited about Nassau Bay? When the opportunity came about, I actually came to this location when Chris and Harris, that owned Pappas, still had Luby's, and it was for sale before they did the big auction and all that. Y'all remember all that? This was like 1920, whatever it was. And I tried to buy it then, and Chris and Harris and I couldn't work out a deal. So I've been looking at Nassau Bay, and these are the reasons why. Fitting the business model of Schaefer's, which has far exceeded all of its budgetary goals, very quickly. The loans have been paid off. We're hitting all of our numbers. Now it's trying to hold business because it's just kind of doing this, flip-flopping back and forth, because the restaurant, usually, it's hard to get into on the weekend. So what excited me about this was the age. 45 and above, 5,000 residents within a mile, which I'm going to show you some graphs here in a minute about that. Based on the demographic information, this is a very highly educated community, which is great because Schaefer's, if you're going to go to a restaurant and you're going to spend, $35, $45 per person, you're going to be with your wife, you want to be around socially, economically like-minded people that have some education. So it's not, the guy in the wife beater shirt, asking for his $2 Bud Light. You know what I mean? So we're going to keep it clean. I'm excited about that. The businesses. Lunch at Schaefer's is going to be incredible. You've got Johnson Space Center across the street. You got Space Center in Houston with all of the different visitors are coming down here. Now they have a place to go dine right across the street, which brings in tax revenue into Nassau Bay. You've got aerospace. Schaefer's is known for oil and gas in Clear Lake Shores. We started really embedding ourselves in that community back in 2019, 2020. My wife comes from oil and gas, so we really kind of got in the middle of that, and we are kind of like the local petroleum club, especially on Thursdays nights when we have our industry night. So we're going to kind of take the same approach. We're going after aerospace. We're going to go after aerospace, and we're going to go after medical. That's what's around here. We got, they're getting ready to build, which we're going to talk about in just a second, the Texas A&M Mars headquarters, that 67-acre development. That's going to be a monster. 2,000 people are going to be working there on a daily basis. So again, we're going to embed ourselves into that. The medical community, you guys are down here. You've got Methodist right here. You've got HCA right around the corner. You've got, professional buildings everywhere. We're going after all that. We're going to have cute little girls running around, passing out flyers, introducing themselves, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. Come get a to-go meal, whatnot. We'll get into some of that here in a minute. And then there's traffic. We talked about it a second ago. The traffic on Nassau Road 1, by far, in this area, outside of 45, is the most heavily driven road, and that is from demographic information. So being right there across from Johnson Space Center, being on NASA, what more could you ask for? So that was exciting for us. The parking, I've already negotiated with Mr. Patel, who owns the Micro Hotel behind us. He and I are working out an agreement, which I'm going to have to get with my attorneys on, to use 20 of his spaces. We already have 127 spaces currently on the survey, which you can see on the land. We're going to add another 20, and then I'm going to go talk to the extended stay guys right next to us about maybe parking some of our employees there. We're going to try to work some things out so that we can create as much public parking for Nassau Bay and the residents and the guests that want to come to Schaefer's as possible. So that's a good thing. Then we're getting into the restaurant. This thing's a beast. It's 10,000 square feet. When you go to, what's close to that? Maybe a Gringo's, maybe a Papacitos. That's the size restaurant we're talking about. We can seat 250 to 325 people based on my layout. So the potential for revenue earning is just astronomical. Whenever you go to a bank, because we got this financed, when we went to the bank, I had to be very conservative, and I'm just going to share with council, my numbers are 5 million plus on a conservative level, which means this should be a really, really strong asset to the commercial base of Nassau Bay. And with that many seats, it's not hard to get there. That excited us. And then also, because it's so big, we also have an industrial catering company. So we're actually building a back kitchen that's going to have the capability to produce 3,000 to 4,000 meals over a 24-hour period. That will actually assist us in the industrial catering division. That's also tax dollars that comes to Nassau Bay because it's coming out of Nassau Bay. So if we do a job for $100,000, run the taxes on that one. It's a pretty good event. So we're excited about that. We're also building a to-go kitchen, which we're going to talk about here in just a second, where we actually built a 400 square foot kitchen that has its own counter space. It's got its own cooks. We're going to be on Grubhub, DoorDash, our website. Toast is going to be involved. There's a whole we're going to embrace that whole to-go business so that now you can go park in slot 1, we bring the food out to you, or you can walk in, whatnot. So we feel that's going to be another great revenue center for us. So again, you're running 3 businesses out of here. You're going to have an industrial catering division, you're going to have a restaurant, and you're going to have a to-go business. So all that, Nassau Bay fits all that. So let's go on to the next one and get more into this in detail. Luby's. Who's been to the Luby's before it closed? Everybody here? Everybody's been there? Okay, so you've been inside of it. We're going to kind of break it all down. Why is it good? A lot of what I just talked about, we're going to kind of just reinforce that. It's in the city limits of Nassau Bay. It's not in Houston. Houston can be a real pain. It can be a very negative thing when you're doing that. Working with Nassau Bay, it's a tight-knit community. You can talk to the mayor. I can call up Paul. I can talk to, the building department. It just makes things move so much easier, which is nice. Again, 10,000 square feet. The existing kitchen they had, we measured it off. It was 4,500 square feet. Our kitchen is going to be about 24 to 3,000. Again, the seating capacity is there. The infrastructure is there. I don't know if people realize how much power came into that Luby's. There was, if anybody's an electrician in here, it was 600 amp, 3-phase that came into, that was 460. So all the equipment's running 460, all the air handlers and condensers and all that. Then they had a step-down transformer that created a 1,000 amp can to run the restaurant out of. So there's tons of power. We're going to run about 600 to 650 amps, tons of room to grow. Plus, there's 1.7 acres that we're buying. And most of that is going to be concrete for parking, which excited me a lot. Again, 125 spaces. And then the common area parking that we're working out with the hotels is just going to really put us over the top. We've also, recently, I'll kind of just mention on this, we contacted the group, or we found out who the group is that owns the land behind the CVS. And in our back pocket, we have to go talk to those folks that live up in Dallas. If we grow on beyond our parking capabilities, there's about 16,000 square feet of grass back there that we're looking to possibly maybe do a long-term ground lease on. Of course, we have to go through the city to get it built and all that, but it could give us another 40 to 45 parking spaces if need be in the future, which also really just excited me. So that's kind of why, Luby's, it's already got a blue roof too. All I gotta do is do a little paint on it, we're good to go. That was nice. So this is kind of, if you've never seen Luby's from an aerial, this is what she looks like. So you've got the building there, you've got all the parking around it, and you can see where the red outline is. That's actually the survey. Again, concrete paved parking lot. It's already got light. It's got drainage. It's got striped, and it's ADA compliant. Those are really big deals when you build a restaurant, because you can really spend a whole lot of money when it comes to getting your parking lots to the new codes. And I know, are y'all 2021 or y'all still 2015?
No, we're 2021.
You're 2021? Okay. Another thing, this is a big deal for us because we can actually now go in, put new light sockets in, we can restripe where existing is, and now it becomes not a new build, it becomes refurbishment, which is really, really great. So that's kind of the outline of it, and you can see the grass parking there at the bottom, on the bottom right there. What we were talking about, that's that piece, the 16,000 square feet that I was talking about. If we ever needed it, we can go to these guys because they actually own that whole entire plat, and then possibly break it out, and that'll be...
That's the grassy knoll.
That's the grassy knoll? That'll be Jerry's job. Jerry Jones will hopefully have to help us out on that deal. So this is kind of what she looks like from her aerial. Where does it come from? How do you make Schaefer's work? Well, based on this map, when I started this with my wife, I looked at it and I said, I'm just going to stop. Because everything in orange is going to be a business-related type community of businesses, buildings, aerospace, medical, office, you name it, it's there. So everything in orange is an opportunity for us to create a lunch business. Restaurateurs die for that because this is incredible. Then, what do you do about your night business? Look at everything in green. Anybody that lives out here, you can just see it. Nassau Bay, Webster, everything in Clear Lake, Pine Brook, Brookwood, Bay Oaks, Clear Lake Forest, Kirby Lakes, El Lago. It goes on and on and on and on. There's over, 10,000 homes, 15,000 homes there. I don't really know the number on it. I didn't look at the demographics. But we have all these people, and if you look, there's a little red dot right there in front of Nassau Bay. That's Schaefer's. It's perfect. So that's where our customer base is going to come from. Again, affluent, we're not, if you look at, Clear Lake actually has some of the highest per capita income in and around Houston. So again, all of that is going to be coming to Schaefer. So I'm excited about that. So that's kind of makes me feel better coming to Nassau Bay because we're right in the middle of it all. And that's what I was talking about earlier. The marketing, it's pretty self-explanatory. If we do our job, we build the restaurant we're supposed to build, we run it the way we're supposed to run it, we shake a lot of hands, hug a lot of wives, kiss a lot of babies, get involved in the community, it's going to spread like wildfire. You've got Nassau Bay, Bay Oaks, the Reserve, El Lago, on and on and on and on. Catering and delivery meals, social media, special events, crawfish boils, Nassau Bay Christmas tree lightings. I mean, it's endless. But for the most part, it's going to be word of mouth. And I think that's going to be really strong for this location, especially in Nassau Bay, especially over in the other communities that, like where I live. My neighborhood's talking about it. My buddies that are living up in Clear Lake Forest, they're talking about it. So the communities are already getting excited about what we're doing. So that's where a lot of the stuff's going to come from. So just you can see the community involvement. There's not going to be a lot of billboards. We're not getting into all that until later on down the road. That's going to be when we start taking Houston and bringing Houston down here. In the beginning, it's word of mouth. We protect our little restaurant. We keep it ourselves. we promote it, we shake a lot of hands, like I said, hug a lot of wives and kiss a lot of babies. So that's kind of the marketing strategy that I've been very successful in Clear Lake ever since building outriggers under the bridge. So I'm just going to stick with what I know. Revenue centers. This is new for us. I'm excited about it. 4 of these. I'm really excited. First of all, lunch. Lunch is going to be, I mean, we're building a kitchen that's going to move so fast that when you come in, by the time your iced tea hits the table, your food's coming 5 minutes later, and then we're turning that table. So if you've got a badge on, you work for NASA, and you've got 1 hour, you show up, you get a bite to eat, you're gone. Be a special menu. I think our lunch business is going to be incredible. Our dinner business, we just talked about all that in the green as far as where it's all going to come from. Catering, we already have an industrial catering company, and I'm telling you right now, guys, we have turned jobs down because Schaefer's is the size of, their kitchen is the size of your master bathroom. For us to execute, we've actually had to shut the restaurant down twice to feed 6,000 people, and I mean, the whole entire restaurant was taken over. So we now have the ability to do the catering. Brunch, I'm stoked about brunch, guys. This is going to be great.
Point of sale is Nassau Bay.
Point of sale is Nassau Bay. That's
Wherever
it.
you deliver it.
Wherever I,
point
yeah,
of sale is-
all the, yeah, so the tax revenue will come to Nassau Bay because it comes out of Nassau Bay. It's kind of like with my food truck. When I put my food truck, no matter where I'm at, because we prepped it there and we might have sold it somewhere else, it comes out of Clear Lake Shores. So, same case in point. Brunch. There's, outside of Classic Cafe, and if you're not a member over at the Yacht Club, where do you go for brunch? So we're going to have a great brunch on Saturday and Sunday mornings, starting at 9 o'clock, goes to about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to kind of play that thing out, but I'm really excited about brunch. It's something I've never had the opportunity to do. We're going to offer that to the folks in Nassau Bay. Get in your golf cart, come on up, grab the kids, get a bite to eat. We're excited about that. So the last 2, this was in the design all along, to-go meals. Being that the lunch is going to be so powerful and there's so many aerospace, I feel myself that we're about to feel, Nassau Bay is going to feel like it was back in the 60s and 70s with what's getting ready to happen with NASA. They're going to the moon. They're going to go to Mars. They're going to spend the money. I mean, what's A&M spending, $250 million?
250 million.
And I think isn't the government matching them or something like that? Or
There's another group that's, I think, another 100 billion. So it's-
yeah, so there's so much development. You don't invest that kind of money if you're not seeing the long game. So I think that the to-go meal business, that's one of the reasons why we built that small little kitchen, so that we can punch out to go. It won't interfere with regular operations. If, say, City Hall's having a deal, hey, we're going to go buy for 40, of course, I'll cut the city a deal, but somebody go pick it up. Well, it'll be waiting for you in bags, in a special room, right there as you walk through a door. There's a 6-foot counter, pick up your bag and you go. So to-go is going to be huge for us. Again, that's all tax revenue. And that tax revenue is going to be coming from people that may not live in the area, but work down here, which is great, because we're bringing money back into the city. I'm all about local. I eat local, I spend money local. I do spend a lot of money on Amazon, but that's my company. But I try to stay local, same ideology. Private dining, which we're going to talk about, a lot of the aerospace guys and a lot of the oil and gas guys especially, we have a room upstairs at Schaefer's. That room is probably used maybe, I know it's used about 45 to 50 times because we have an industrial mixer up there every Thursday night. It's probably used another 50 to maybe 65 times in that space. So over 100 days out of the year, that space is being utilized. If you want to have a business meeting anywhere down here and you're a part of aerospace, I don't know where you go. I don't know, you don't. So we built 2 specific rooms for private dining. And as I get into the design of those here in a second, you're going to see how we can actually we have a folding glass wall so we can seat up to like 65 people sitting down in a room with service, or we can have a social engagement. There's multiple ways to structure it. But having that private dining capability is going to be very, very, very big for everything getting ready to happen here.
You go
NASA.
the other way, you go to Monument Inn.
Yeah, that's right. Or you come to my place, which is over the bridge, out of the way, and it just doesn't work. So we're excited about that. So those are kind of the revenue centers that we're going to really focus on. We're going to start out lunch and dinner. We're going to stabilize the restaurant. It's going to take us about 3 to 4 months to kind of get that under control. The catering will come naturally. The brunch will fire up. The to-go meals will kind of walk into, and the private dining will take care of itself. So that's kind of our idea for revenue centers. The $5 million doesn't make sense as I'm talking here. But anyways, we'll go with that. Okay, design overview. Okay, here she is. So on the left, we sent an entire team in there for 2 weeks, and we shot lasers all over the inside of the building. We had to find out where everything sat because the interior of this thing is completely demolished and has been vandalized. So on the left, That's what Luby looks like. That's what it was. You can see that curb right there, that concrete curb. That was actually your line that you would walk in, you know, your line when you got your food, and then you turn back around and you'd head towards the front door and you'd check out, and then you go sit down and go get your dining done. On the far left was their little to-go area where they had that little counter service right there with the doors that kind of swing open. You can see on the bottom left. So that's all going away. We're going to completely gut the entire inside of the structure. There's going to be nothing left. We're going to have air handlers, sprinkler systems, and then all the electricals coming out as well. So everything's going to be a complete gut. What we have on the right just got done last week. This is the approved floor plan for Schaefer's. So if you look, you see where the front doors are, you come in. To the right of that, this is the bar area, which we're going to talk more about. And then to the left is the dining room, the kitchen's in the back, and the bathrooms are in the top right-hand corner. We're going to break some of these down so you can kind of get an idea of what we're getting ready to build. As you see right there, that's about 9,000 square feet of area. The two rooms you see to the left and the bottom there, those are the private rooms which we're going to kind of dig into here in just a second. So it's a full interior demolition, keep the exterior walls, the major utilities are going to be upgraded, and we're going to have a clean slate to build what we want to create. We're going through design right now. I thought maybe I'd have a couple pictures to show you guys. Not quite yet. My wife and I were in an hour and a half conversation with the designers this morning. We're just not ready yet, but we'll get you updated as that comes along. All right, so there's the new floor plan exploded, which you just saw a second ago, a little bit more of it. Now I'm just going to kind of break down each one of these different areas. So this is the kitchen. This is the main kitchen. If you look at this, you can see the booths down there on the bottom. You see where the double doors are that go into the kitchen. The walk-in coolers are back on the left. This kitchen has been created for volume. It's got a 32-foot hot line. It's got a 16-foot back kitchen, and then it's got a 32-foot prep line. These type of kitchens you see in $10 million restaurants. It's got an impinging oven that looks like a pizza oven that's stacked 3 tall, that when you put fish in, within 3 minutes, the fish is rolling out cooked perfect on both sides, just like this, just like this, just like this. Seasoned, fast, speed, holding cabinets. It's almost like a miniature cafeteria back there. So the amount of money we're investing in the infrastructure is so that we can actually execute 325 people, get you in and get you out in 15 minutes. So if you're a restaurant guy, it makes a lot of sense to you. If you're not, I just kind of want to show because I'm real proud of it. You know, so that's kind of what we have there. Plenty of storage, private bathroom for the employees, a big dish pit, ice machines, server stations, you name it. On the bottom there, that's what we created for the to-go area. If you notice the door to the left, that's the door that will basically be facing, what would that be? I'm terrible with, that'll be going west? Is it facing west? Is that right? Is that right? No, it's going to be facing east.
Turned around.
That's going to be facing east. So this is actually going to be facing the microtel.
Heading to the Hilton, it's east.
It's actually, it's facing the microtel. So what'd that be? South?
Yeah.
South. All right. Again, my wife's got the Indian blood, not me. So anyways, there's a door facing the south, which I'm going to show you what that looks like in a second. There's the counter. That kitchen right there is capable of probably producing over $1 million in to-go orders per year. If I had that, actually, in comparison, that kitchen right there is 25% smaller than the Outriggers kitchen that was under the bridge, and that restaurant pumped out about $2.2 million in food a year. So we actually have some capabilities here that we're excited about. So again, the opportunity to bring in revenue, sales tax dollars, they don't have to sit down, they walk in, grab their food, and they get in their car and they leave. That is huge, and everybody wins on that one, including me. So kind of want to show you that design. The dining room, it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. We kept it right around 100 seats or better, carpeted floors, lots of sound insulation, booths surrounding it, 36-inch tables, not your little 28-inch where, you know, you and your wife are trying to eat and you're fighting over a plate. You've got some real estate to eat at, so it's more comfortable. In the middle there, we've actually got a bench seating style. There's going to be some really cool stuff we're going to do with that with lighting and mirrors and glass and you know, etched stuff. It's really quite neat. The host stands over here to the right. Underneath those booths, that's kind of where you enter. You say hello, they get your name, blah, 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 seat you down. There's a waiting bench on the left, a waiting bench on the right. There's a service area for our servers down here on the bottom. Kind of looks like an unfinished room with no door. That's where the servers can actually come in, and that's where they refill their teas, bust their tables, whatnot. So again, flow is king. There's actually a storage room for extra tables, extra chairs, you know, whatever we may need. So the dining room is just, it's quaint, it's small, it seats 100. If you and your husband or your wife are having an anniversary, nice bottle of wine, you're not worried about hearing a lot because there's a lot of acoustic insulation and sound deadening in there. So it's more of a place where you might want to have a business meeting, a new client, the Greg's picked up a new client. They want to come sit down, they come over here so they can visit instead of going to the bar area. So that's kind of what the dining room is situated like. And we're doing some really neat stuff with the booths. I can't get into all that right now because we're in the middle of design, but I love where the designers are going, so it's going to be really cool, and it's going to pay a big nod to NASA, so we're excited about that. Here are the private rooms. So the private rooms, you see the small one up top? Okay. That seats between 12 and 28 very easily in a social setting where it's kind of a cocktail type deal and a little buffet, and everybody's got a little plate, visiting and whatnot, about 35 to 45. And then the bigger room, this is going to be the room. I'm putting in a private door to the parking lot. So if there's any dignitaries, anybody wants to come in that doesn't want to be seen, they can enter this room, conduct their business, and they can leave this room when they're done conducting their business. It's a small door, 36-inch, on a 5-foot hallway that's right outside, so it's kind of tucked back in the corner. If there's need for security, Secret Service, whatever else may be there, they can escort them to the bathrooms. But this room is a pretty big deal. This one seats between 30 and 55, and then 70, 90 in a kind of a social setting. What's unique about these, and I need to tell Chris Perry thank you, but if you look to the left of the small room, what we have right there is a sliding glass wall. So imagine 3 big, tall glass panels that are etched or have some sort of a design that kind of cascade back into the corner. If the room's not being utilized, this becomes added dining room space for us. So we go from 98 or 99 or 100 to 130 sitting down. Also, if you've got families in town, whatever, we need a table for 10, 12, whatever, we can put you back in this room. That's the one on the right. Now, the one below that, that's the folding glass wall that's frosted I was talking about. That's heavy duty, and it's just like an accordion, but your 2-foot panels that just fold back against the wall, so we can actually open up that room. We can either keep them separate, or we can open that wall now, creating this giant cavernous area where you can get, take a look at it, 60, 70 people sitting down for dinner. So now corporate Christmas parties, events, launches, maybe something's going on with the city they need to talk about, whatever the case may be. We've created this dining environment to where now you can be private. And I think that's going to be a pretty big deal. The windows up front, there's some doors there that were there for the old Luby's to-go area. We're going to pull those out, and we're just going to have all glass, tinted glass. So you have the option to either close the blinds to be private, or if you want, leave them open. Let people see you. The world we live in today with social media and everything else, people want to be seen. So you could be in that room, it's open, you can't get to it, but you can see people, right? So again, that's a pretty neat room. I'm excited about that. This is the bar. We live in Clear Lake. Everybody likes to have a drink, right? So this is, I spent a lot of time building this space. The bar came from Perry's. When you go to Perry's, there's 34 seats. That bar seats 38, right in the middle. We're going to have booths out the outside that are high. We're going to have high top tables all the way around, booths on the other end, manager office. What's that?
Almost the exact same thing.
Almost same exact thing. So the whole idea is, we want you to come have a happy hour here. We want you to come in, catch a game, right? There's going to be liquor cages hanging around all above those chairs right there with TVs all the way around, 55-inch. We're going to have a special audio-visual system that allows us to take an iPad, walk around, and change between 10 different channels. So let's say that all of you from a different college and you're all playing the game on Saturday at the same exact time. You can come in, grab a bunch of tables. I can put on all 10 separate games on the TV, so each of you have your own television. Again, we're building a place where we can hang out that are a little older with some disposable income, not have to worry about the kids over at Sam's Boat or over at Cabo or Barge or wherever else. This is our restaurant. These are things we want to see, so I'm giving us the option there to watch some television. As far as all the tables go, everything's the same eye level. If you're sitting at the bar, you're sitting at a table, you're sitting at a booth, everything is at 42 inches as far as the tabletop goes. I didn't realize the importance of that until I built Schaefer's. Because at Schaefer's, we used to have the bar and then tables down below. No one sit at the tables. And I was wondering why. And it didn't dawn on me until there's a guy that's fair to do, has quite a bit of money, and he's sitting down at a table 3 or 4 feet from the bar, and some guy looks down at him. Subconsciously, it's a problem. So I went in and I bought table bases and I raised all my tables to the same exact height throughout the entire Schaefer's. If you've been to Schaefer's, it's all high tops. Immediately, everybody spread out. It didn't matter if you're back on the back wall, the front wall, sitting at the bar, wherever you were, I can still look you right in the eyes. So this area will be in the same context. I know it kind of sounds weird and odd, but it works. So this is kind of the bar area, and that's kind of, you can see the double doors going to the kitchen. So that's kind of how it's set up. I wish I really had some designer photos, but I don't. So that's where the bar is going to be. Booths and table seat over 110, the wraparound TVs. If you look on the left side of the bar right there, any of you been to Twin Peaks? No? You've been to Twin Peaks? Okay. So when you go to Twin Peaks, do you notice how you kind of walk past that end of the bar, and that's where all the servers are with all getting the drinks and all that? That whole left side of that bar is for servers. So now all the drinks are being made, all the drinks are coming out, so you're walking out of the kitchen with your tray, you drop it, you pick up your drink, and off you go into whatever area of the restaurant you have to go take care of. So from a flow perspective, it's a strategic service while they're designing the concept, which is going to make us operate a lot quicker. Again, it's about speed, customer service, shaking hands, being friendly, you know, just operations. That's kind of what I was focusing on here. Bathrooms. Ladies, I'm building this for y'all. So we're going to talk about yours first. Guys, you get 3 stalls, 3 urinals. You get a triple sink, wipe your hands, do your business, and then out you go. Ladies, you're going to have private restroom stalls. If you've been in nice restaurants where it's not a partition, it's a wall that goes to the ceiling with a door. Each door has exhaust fans. Each door has lights. They're going to have tile 48 inches up the walls, very nicely decorated. You're going to have 3 sinks. I'm building 5 stalls for 250 to 300 seats. I should only have 3. Women don't like to wait in line. Ask your wife if she likes to wait in line going to the bathroom. They don't. They want it clean, classy, nice. And then my wife brought this one up. This was her idea. She wanted to put a powder station in. So there's actually, if you look to the far right, because the women's room's up top, that's a powder wall. So we're going to have lights that go all the way around a mirror. You can set your purse down, touch up your makeup before you leave, and then all of a sudden go back to your dining experience. Again, we're building this for us. It's not for the 21-year-olds who just graduated high school or college, right? So that's kind of what you're going to have your own hallway, which you look to the far right. Again, back in the corner, out of the way, not in the middle of the restaurant. But the restrooms, I'm really excited about that. We've had a couple renditions. My wife and I kind of made a couple changes, but it's coming along nice. So I think the ladies are going to really like that. So again, we're building a place for socially, economically like-minded individuals that are a little older with disposable income, kind of following the whole deal. Exterior signage, again, the signs are done. Humble Sign Company has been contracted to produce our signs. This is Tillman's company. All his signs across Texas come out of Humble Sign Company. They're not the cheapest, but they build really good stuff. I use them on little outriggers in Clear Lake Shores, right across the street from Schaefer's, and just blown away and excited to do business with them again. So these signs, if you look at them, it's really kind of hard to tell, but during the daylight, this is facing Nassau Road, right? So this would be the, Mayor, help me out here, the north side of the road, is that right? North side. Yeah, north side. So it's going to be the north side of the road, and then at night, you can see that red line right there. That's going to be under the eaves, and then that sign is actually, it sits off the wall about 2 inches, and it's all backlit. So there's this huge halo behind the sign. It's classy, it's clean, it's elegant, it's nice. Again, as you walk up to the door, expectation level is set. If you're wearing a wife beater shirt, an old beat-up bathing suit, a hat on backwards, you're probably going to be asked to put on some different attire. So again, I kind of want to see the exterior signage, what it looks like from that perspective. Projected cost. This is why we're here today. So this project, I was trying to build this project for $4.5 million. Very quickly, it escalated. I can get into it with council. We'll talk a little bit more about this in detail, in depth. But we're pushing about $5.7 million. B1 Bank has gotten on board with about $4.9 million, but that gives us a little bit of a shortage. So we're here to talk to the city and see if there's something we can work out from a tax base, and that's kind of what we're talking about this. So this isn't a light build. It's on the tax rolls right now for, I think, $2.6 million. I think that's what Cole Partners paid for it. When we're done, we should easily push $4.5 to $5 million. So again, there's going to be tax revenue coming from the sales tax base as well. But this is kind of an all-in thing for us, you know? We're not a big multi-million-dollar chain restaurant like Perry's or like Tillman. We're a small mom-and-pop group that have 4 businesses that are doing very well. A lot of it's already paid for, but this is our first step off into getting into a different realm. So I just kind of want to let everybody know that this isn't a fly by your seat of the pants. This is an all-in deal. If this doesn't work, if you've been in business, it can hurt. So I just kind of want to put that out there for you guys. And then the reason why it got so expensive, this is why it got so expensive. When the building went vacant in 2019 or 2020, I think it was 2020, it's been vandalized. They've actually hit it again. If you look where those cylinders are on that left picture, those are now gone because somebody got in there and stole them. So they've gotten into the building. I mean, you can see where they cut the conducting wires in the ground. You can see where they were coming up to the panels where they cut everything. They tore the panels out. That's I tried to show it, but that top middle picture, that's the domestic water riser laying on the ground. And you can see where they busted holes in the walls. It's just, the whole entire facility has been completely gutted. So the only way to make this work is to gut the building and start over. The good news is, the cans outside where the main power's coming in weren't touched. The transformer's in good shape, and both the cans we think we can salvage because they went and tried to cut the conductors. We're going to have to talk to the building department about that. But this is what's taken us over that $4.5 million mark and pushing it, because I would say that there's probably $750,000 worth of damage or more. All the air conditioning condensers are gone. The air handlers have all been vandalized, and all the, if anybody's in the air conditioning business, the actual evaporator cores were ripped out upstairs. They got up there and tore them out. They actually knocked out the ceiling tile and cut out 3-4-inch pieces of 2-inch copper pipes. So there's been a whole lot of damage that's been unfortunately, this building has sustained. So we had to look at this project not as a rebuild. It was almost a gut, and Cecily, she goes, "You sure you don't want to tear it down, start over?" I said, "No, we're going to go ahead and just take the existing walls, we're going to rebuild." So this is kind of, I kind of wanted to show you the current condition of the building and why we're having the financial constraints that we're having and why we're here today, because we are in pretty bad shape. It's going to take quite a bit to get it back to where it's supposed to be, especially with copper going back up. The sooner I can get underway, the better we're going to be. And then this is kind of an idea. These are a very conservative number, guys. I mean, that first number fiscal year 1 is like 5.3 million. And based on what you just saw with all the different revenue centers, everything we can do, I really think we're on the very conservative side of the fiscal numbers, but we're going to go with that. And over a 5-year period, this is what the total tax revenue is going to be from a sales tax base. From the property tax base, I'm going to guess we're probably going to be in the high 30s to low 60s by the time we're all said and done, which is more revenue for Clear Lake Shores as well. But I just kind of wanted to show that over a 5-year run, we're going to burn about $2.6 million in just property tax. So double that, you're looking at over $5 million in gross revs. So the city of Nassau Bay, with conservative numbers over 10 years, should make about $1 million off of us. We should be a pretty good customer. And that's kind of what I wanted to show, the sales tax generation, that portion of it, and kind of break that down. So job creation, I'm excited about this. We're going to put a lot of people to work. Annual payroll is going to be over $1 million, very, very easy. We're going to have 25 to 35 full-time employees, or 75 to 85 part-time kids, high school kids, your kids, you know, hosting, busing, running food, being a bar back, whatever the case may be. I try to hire local. There are some positions that these kids can't do, the kitchen line, bartending is not old enough, things like that, but I try to hire kids. I'm very embedded into the college, or into the sports programs. So if your kids are playing sports, you're probably going to hear about us, because we're going to try to come get you to work for us. But again, we're putting people to work. So I think that's the last slide, and it is. So that's kind of where we're at. It's kind of an overview of what we're doing. And if anybody's got any questions, I am here to answer anything you might have to ask.
Let me open it up to council. I know Haley has mentioned one here, so
Yep.
I think she has a question. But anybody else have a question?
Yeah.
Haley, can you hear?
Oh, is she on? Because, oh, there she is. Hi, Haley, how are you? Oh.
Can you hear?
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, how are you?
Okay, so sorry.
No.
I'm juggling multiple work dynamics right here, right now. I just had one question about the green space within the parking lot that you're planning to change into different, or I guess more parking areas. Do we feel like we could possibly repurpose? I know your target audience is, like you've told us, mid-40s, understand all that dynamic. I'm not trying to argue this point. I just want to make sure we're using that space appropriately, making more parking spaces versus maybe like a family outdoor area if possible.
Are you talking about the location behind CVS or the existing parking lot now?
The grassy knoll.
The grassy knoll? Yeah, we could, but again, I don't know if I'd want to make that a family space, being it parked back in the corner back there on Space Park, behind a CVS. I would think that parking would be a better use, especially if the restaurant's getting run over. It's just more tax revenue for the city. However, it can be discussed. I don't know, being tucked
Listen,
behind the CVS
I'm just
is
throwing
just
the
makes me
idea
nervous.
out there. I can hardly hear. I've heard a lot of what you're.
Oh, am I talking too quick, Haley? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. The audio's not that great. I can hear you, and
Okay.
I've gotten pictures of the slides, so they couldn't share the screen. I just want to make sure we're thoughtful about how we could use that space. If parking makes the most sense, I'm not saying we shouldn't do it. I just want to make sure we're exploring, knowing Nassau Bay has a lot of residents with young children, making sure we are thinking through that. Not saying I'm for or against, and I couldn't see your depiction well, so I just wanted to throw that out there. If it's not set in stone yet, maybe we think through that together.
Oh, yeah, so this is something that's future planning for us. We don't have it under contract, so this is something that would happen. I'm thinking 12 months, 18 months down the road, because now we have a necessity and we have a problem with parking people. But this is not part of the original business plan and part of the original build. But yes, I do agree with what you're saying about green space.
Any other questions for John? Any other comments? I'm going to open up to the galley. Any questions for John?
Chief? No? Yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah. The brunch menu's already created. It's ready to go. I've never launched it. I built it at Outriggers with one of my chefs, not Outriggers, at Schaefer's 3 years ago. And it's not, 2 eggs, toast, hash browns, right? It's like avocado toast, wickedly, really interesting, eggs Benedicts, really cool, different kind of oatmeals. It's chicken and waffles, sandwiches. It's really a very unique brunch. It's not like going to Denny's per se. So it's more of a, you want to get a Bloody Mary, you want to have mimosa while you're, getting a beignet or a salmon bagel that's very unique to us and whatnot. So it's a pretty neat menu. And I'll share all that with you as we get closer.
If there's no other questions, Jaime, do you want to maybe give a little bit about some of the key elements financially from what we're talking about for this agreement?
Yeah.
So the funding will be by RDA.
Yep.
So we're looking at $500,000 contribution. So right now, we expecting to have figure reserves of $544,000 fiscal year 25. With this contribution, partners reimbursement, that leaves us with about $40,000 for fiscal year 26. So what's key here is in fiscal year 2028, we expect to return to
Yeah, correct.
Oh, wow.
Can you repeat that for Haley?
Yeah, so this is going to be funded out of our redevelopment authority, the RDA. It has about $540,000 of reserves, of which the commitment here is for $500,000, leaving about $45,000 left as reserves in the RDA. And the comment that Jaime made at the end was that while we are touching close to consuming the reserves in 2026, by 2028 it goes long by $1 million. That's numbers I remember.
And Jaime, did we have to make any changes to the Griffin reimbursements or the other debt payments here?
We do. So, for this year's fiscal year 25, Griffin will be reduced by $130,000. So Griffin has agreed to that, and on the Wednesday meeting, there'll be an amendment to the developer agreement for that reduction.
So just so people know, that's a really good question that hadn't been brought up, is the Griffin partners that did the redevelopment here are, when they've got first dibs on all the dollars, so they understood this was coming in, and they wanted to be able to provide the last bit of funding by reducing theirs, and we'll pay them back at the end of the year.
Tell Fred thank you.
So, it's Fred. It's
Tell Fred thank you.
Actually, no, I'm going to say, because he doesn't get a lot of headliner, it's actually Edward.
Oh, really?
It's his son.
His son?
His son, yep.
I apologize if you already said this, but do you have a timeline on how long this might take to do, or are you not in that?
No, we're actually in that conversation right now. So where we are, again, we're trying to close February 15th. That's when we actually close on the land. If everything goes according to plan, our contractor should be ready to move into that space as long as we have permitting through the city to start demolition in the end of February. I'm trying to have it open by November 15th. Yeah, I should say 6 months, but I'm going to go ahead and be conservative and call it 9 to 10, which puts us right around that November, Christmas time. I really want to get it open in 26, and once the demo goes, once we get the space cleared, we'll have a much better picture of what it's going to take to execute. But I'm looking at between 7 and 9 months is probably pretty safe. It'd be nice to be open for the holidays. Let Nassau Bay celebrate, run us over, give us everything you got. I'll be working 90 hours a week. It's going to be fun. So,
Any other questions, any other comments?
No, I don't have questions for John. I just have process questions. Are we going to do other questions?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure what we're deciding on tonight. That's all.
So what you have in here is the draft 380 agreement that outlines what Jaime said. That is the commitment there. And Jaime, jump in here, keep me honest, is in order for this to happen and for the RDA to be able to fund, they need to have council approval to be able to fund the project. We originally thought from the process it was the other way around, where you had to do a project by the RDA and then approved by the city. It's actually the city has to approve it first, and then you negotiate the 380 at the RDA.
All the council doing tonight is authorizing the RDA to move forward.
And
I was just going to repeat that for everybody else. Yeah, so tonight we're authorizing the RDA. That was new to me too, so I called Sue Darcy because I'm the new kid on the block here.
She's the one who actually.
Yeah, and she reaffirmed, so this is the proper process, council first, RDA next, so, okay.
Okay.
And then, did we do return on investment? I heard the numbers, so we got a lot of good verbal numbers, but did we do our own return on investment, quickie assessment?
Yes, so based on his 5-year summary performance, so the 428,000 projected, that's based off making order sales tax. The city will get 1.75% of that, so that's about 90,000 points to the city, EDC, streets, but for the city specifically, it'll be about $50,000.
So 3 years, 3-year payment.
So I'm sorry, you said 52,000 a year?
For the general fund, that's correct.
That's just for the sales,
Okay,
Sales tax.
not property tax. Yeah. It's about a 3-year payback.
okay.
Hey, Phil, I'm sorry. Can you repeat what Brian's question was? I can't
Brian-
hear what
Brian
anyone's
wanted-
saying.
Brian wanted to, his question
the mic
was,
over there.
was there a return on investment done? And Jaime basically went over the returns expected to the city, and it came out to be about a 3-year return on investment.
Based on the amount that we're planning to give to
Correct.
them?
Correct.
Okay, all right.
maybe I didn't hear the same. Can you repeat the numbers again, Jaime? I'm sorry.
So on the sales tax,
Yeah,
so we'll generate about $91,000.
okay, okay.
That's the general fund, EDC fund. Now, just for the general fund, that would probably be about $1,000.
Okay.
And that's just the sales tax.
That's sales tax, but it includes the,
If it's just saying it's at 2.5, that means it would be about a $30,000, $40,000 property tax. Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
In addition to the 92,
Yeah.
which is how I got
property tax
3 years.
is a state of first.
Right.
So that actually pays the church back.
It does. Good questions. Anything else?
I was just reading that it's guaranteed to stay open for at least a period of 7 years or we get the money back. So just to, I guess, give folks some comfort.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Can you repeat that, Phil? What did Ashley say?
One of the other things is that as part of the 380 agreement, that there is a clawback, I use that term of, if for any reasons they move out or leave Nassau Bay, they have to repay it for up to 7 years. After 7 years, it stops.
Okay.
Any other questions? Any other comments? Thank you, John.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the time.
I'd like to, if it hears, I'd like to ask for a motion.
Move to approve a resolution by the City of Nassau Bay, Texas, to authorize the Nassau Bay Redevelopment Authority to negotiate and approve a 380 performance contract with Schaefer's Restaurant within the project area.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Sarah.
I didn't remember if we needed to read the resolution, but it's really long, so I don't.
It's really long.
Please refer to the resolution in the agenda packet.
Any other comments? Any other?
Just throughout here, I think we refer to today's date. Is that just going to get changed to whenever the RDA?
Yeah, correct. It has to be approved by the RDA.
Okay,
It does.
so that'll be changed.
And that meeting's on Wednesday, correct?
It's on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yep, correct. Any other comments?
Phil, can you repeat that? I'm so sorry. I can't
No,
hear
no, that's
any.
okay. I told you I'd help out here. Just so everyone knows is, you see me taking pictures. I've been sending Haley some of the clips because she couldn't see it so that she could keep up with the presentation. And our hearing here for coming in digitally sometimes is extremely challenged. So, the comment was about the dates of the, in the
RDA.
draft. It really has to be approved by the RDA, and it actually has to be, the similar dates have to be mutually agreed upon with Shaker Restaurant, and that the RDA meeting is this Wednesday, 2 days from now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been a motion second, so I guess let's call for the vote. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. Well done, well done. Congratulations, John. I mean, I really have to say, I'm going to say this too. It's from the citizens because we've had to deal with the Lubies for so long. And some of the trials and tribulations behind the scene that we had to deal with in some of that. But, I think it's probably one of the even more apparent than things like Margaritaville. And I think people really, really wanted this to happen. So I'm glad this has worked out.
Thank you. I'll tell you something else. That Margaritaville guys, that is one that's everybody's talking about that. You guys have a good there. You guys did good. I'm excited about that. The synergy is going to be created.
And, not that's just here, but I want you to hear what Jaime said about 2 years from now too, in case there's something unexpected that happens. The RDA can potentially help. All right? With that, guys, I hate to say this, but we got to go into executive session. So this is the executive session. The city council will now hold a closed executive meeting pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code in accordance with the authority contained in, and it is the one, Section 551.087 of the Texas Government Code to deliberate regarding economic development negotiations, and two, Section 551.074 personnel matters regarding the appointment, reappointment, and annual review of the city manager. It is 8:34. Thank you. I think everybody's back. And into the new business and consider action depending on items discussed in executive session. We're back in open session. It is 9:32. Do I hear a motion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to allow the mayor to negotiate with the acting city manager for a contract to make his position permanent.
Second it.
Any other questions or comments? Paul, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then let's call for the vote. All those in favor? Passes 6-0. Thank you.
Move to adjourn.
Yeah, move to.
Second.
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 Second by Sarah. Call for the vote. 6-0.